Hi, Scott Weaver from Factory Direct Designers Workroom. Now, we just covered how to cut the jabot for an open neck swag, and now we're going to sew it. And we're going to sew it using a 1/2-inch stitch, and we're going to go all the way around the outside of it. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn it and press it. So it doesn't matter which side you're starting on, whether you're starting on the lining side or the face side. All I would recommend is whichever side you pinned on, you want to make sure you see your pins clearly, and then you can even remove them as you're stitching. We're going to go ahead, we're going to stitch this down a 1/2 inch. And then we're going to kick it over to the pressing board, and we're going to press it. Take your time with this. When you get to the very bottom, you just hand turn your machine. You'll notice in the video on cutting it, there's like a 1-inch part that's straight. And by the time you get done with that, it really won't be that straight. You just have it'll almost come to a point. Maybe not quite, but just about. Now the side I'm working on now is the angled side. And on that side, you want to make sure that you're not pulling it. Let the machine do the work, especially on that side, because this side is where it's almost on the bias. So which means that the threads on it, you can easily stretch out the fabric. Where on the sides, you don't have that problem. But along the bottom where the angle is, you would. So just let your machine carry it through. Again, when you get to another corner, just kind of jog it with your hand, pick up on your press foot, slide it back over. Keeping your fabric even. You want to make sure you do a back tack on the end of it. And when you're done, remove it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the other side, and we'll meet you back at the pressing board to show you how to press it. Alright, so we just sewed all the way around this. One thing to mention is we do not sew the top. So the top is left open, but we sewed the sides. We sewed the bottom going across and back up the other side. And there's just a little, before you start pressing it, right here in this corner here, we're going to clip away some of the sewing allowance. And what you're going to do is start from here, and you're going to go up like this. And just clip away some of that sewing allowance. It's not needed, because what's going to happen is if you leave it, it's just going to cause problems, especially going into a corner, because when you turn it, what you're going to get is a 1/2 inch sewing allowance on top of a 1/2 inch sewing allowance. It's going to create a lot of bulk in here. So I'm just going to cut away a little bit more. And you don't want that. You don't want anything that's going to bulk. So right into that corner, kind of looks like that. And we just slice into it a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing right here, where this comes across right into that corner right there. We're going to also reduce the amount of sewing allowance here. These aren't my scissors, by the way. I'm left-handed, and I'm using whoever's scissors that were sitting on the table. I'm having a hard time with them. A little struggle. They're like kids. If you see my scissors, they're like this long. Okay, so I clipped that corner. Now we got to turn it. reaching right in. Now this is just like I did another video on Jabots, and pretty much so it's the same process on my other videos on turning and pressing. The pleating is slightly different. When we get to the pleating of the Jabots, it is slightly different from the other videos that I've done on them because there's no returns. Okay, in the bottom here, take a little pin, whatever you have, pull out the rest of the material where you can't get your fingers into. You've got to do the same thing on this corner right here. Just grab the pin and just pull out the extra fabric. Pressing, we're starting with the bottom first, and then we're working to the sides. It's important to get right in there. Get all that material out. Try not to leave the material, any material in there. Sometimes it's a little easier for women, they have nails. I have no nails. Alright, then we're going to work on the long side. And then we got to finish with the other side. But see, I'm just going pressing, and since the top is still open, I'm just pressing everything up to the top. Now the last side. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do my other jabot, and then stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be how to pleat the jabot. It is a little different from a regular swag. We're making an open neck swag jabot, which differs a little bit from the regular swag. So stay tuned and watch for that video. Thanks for watching.